joining us. Thank you, guys. Welcome, everyone from wherever you are tuning in from. I hope you guys can hear me. If you can hear me, please type Y. Y for yes. I know I have several audience today. I have people on Zoom. I have people watching me live on YouTube. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. We are live and direct. Yes, if you're just seeing me, my name is Dr. Juliet Ophia, aka Dr. Jules. Just call me Dr. Jules for today's occasion. And I'm so excited to have you here on Godly Parenting Summit 2024. Wow, we've come a long way. We have a lot in store for you today. I'm super excited. If you are here and you can hear me right now, please let me know where you're listening from. Are you listening in from Lagos, wherever you are? Please type in on the chat so that we will know. Thank you so much if you've been here from the very beginning. This is actually week 4. It's amazing how time flies. Oh my goodness. This is actually week 4, and we're super excited to have you guys here. Thank you, everyone joining us from Lagos, from the UK, all the way here in Canada. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm sure you're wondering who this lady is. My name is Dr. Juliet Ophia. Like I said earlier, I am a mother of 3 amazing human beings, and I'm a medical doctor with over 15 years experience. People know me as Dr. Jules because I've won several awards being a medical media personality, like with shows like Health Matters with Dr. Jules on 99.3 FM in Lagos, as well as TV shows like We the Doctors. Okay, I'm so passionate about education and about wellness and about health, and I'm super excited to be a part of this particular project because it's all about bringing families together, talking about how we can. I mean, they say it takes a village, right? Building a virtual village to raise our kids in a way that they have, the fear of God, like a solid foundation to be able to navigate life together. And your background doesn't matter, okay? So yes, I'm a director of Afiera International. It's a real estate company back in Nigeria. And I'm also the co-founder of Digital Parenting School, where we teach you how to keep children safe online, okay? Presently here, I'm studying my healthcare administration and service management in Canada, and I'm streaming live from Canada. So if you are in Canada, yes, I'm with you. I'm happy to be with you. I'm just going to run you through a recap of everything that has happened so far, okay? Before we start on today's topic. But before we do anything in the right way, in the traditional way, the way we do it here, we offer everything up to God, okay? This prayer was curated by our convener, who is actually the guest on today's show, our special guest on today's show. She got the inspiration for this GPS prayer. That's the Godly Parenting Summit prayer. We commit everything into the hands of God to steer everything. So if you've been here from the beginning, you can say this prayer with us, okay? So let me start in Jesus' name. As we gather for this Godly Parenting Summit, we come before you as a community seeking your guidance and wisdom. We ask that you take control of all our conversations, that they may be filled with grace, understanding, and love. Grant us the gifts of wisdom, knowledge, and discernment as we learn, unlearn, and relearn how to be the best parents we can be. Help us to apply the principles and values that align with our teachings, that we may raise children to be lights in the world, shining with your love and truth. We pray that all things will work together for the good of everyone here, that our time together will be fruitful and productive. We also pray that the work that has gone into the delivery of this summit will end in resounding success. For your glory and honor, may our conversations and our time together be a blessing to all who attend. Thank you, Lord. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Yes, let's get right into it. So thank you so much, guys, for joining us. If you're here on Zoom, thank you to all our VVIP members that are here with us. Thank you, everyone joining in from YouTube. Please feel free. Canada in the building. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, FOA. Thank you. I'm seeing all your posts here on Zoom. Feel free to keep telling us where you are listening in from. It's very important that we hear that. And also, if you would like to, so the way this goes, we're going to go through today's topic. So today's topic is actually navigating the digital landscape and discussing technology's influence in family dynamics. However, since we started about 3 weeks ago, we have had other foundational, like really solid topics that I really don't want you to miss. We had topics like the foundation of a strong family. Okay, we brought in the fathers. Okay, we have the fathers nurturing mandates. That was a topic that was handled by Chiro Kandia, who was is the founder of Pro Parent UK. Trust me, you want to watch that episode. I was scribbling so much that my book was completely filled, and I'm like, wait, I'm not even the father, and I have all these tips, right? So please, you want to listen to it, because we did put into consideration, our convener is so awesome. Oh my God. She put into consideration a lot of things. We started with the father because we always want to bring the fathers in. It's very relevant that we bring the fathers in. Then we moved in, it's so intentional. Then we moved to the next week where we had the founder and the lead coach of Women's Growth Academy and author, Brenda Uno, who came in and talked about the foundation of the strong family, bringing the mothers in. So she talked about a mother's empowering love, okay? So you don't want to miss that as well. And then, of course, we also had the third topic, the third guest, who was none other than Tokwe Olabegi. She is a relationship and marriage counselor, and she came in and talked about nurturing healthy relationships in the home. Oh my goodness, there were couple of cringe moments. I love and admire that lady, honestly. She was talking about, talking about sex with teenage kids and even younger kids. I mean, those kind of things that you don't get a textbook learning on this stuff. So how do you get access to these amazing episodes that have passed? You want to get access to be a VVIP member. Trust me. We're going to post the link on don't steal your mentor. We're gonna I won't steal your mentor, FOA. We're gonna put the link on the chat. So please feel free to upgrade to our VVIP status, because when you're a VIP, you get access to the GPS conference via Zoom. We have our VIP access there, where you can also chat directly with our all the mentors, all the speakers that have been in. You want to ask them questions, you're going to get access to them. You're going to also have lifetime access to the replay of the 6 sessions of Godly Parenting Summit 2024. That is a huge one. Trust me, you don't want to miss that bundle. You want to sign up and get that immediately. Then non-VIP members, attendees can access for 2 weeks, after getting the replays, okay? You want to access that. That will be available at a very reasonable price, because what we are doing here is we are actually having, this is kind of like a mission, it's a vocation. It's not a profit-based mission, okay? Don't worry about the price of, we just put it at a stipend so that everybody can access this amazing content that we're giving. You access the coaches, access the speakers, in a very closed group, and you can ask your sensitive questions. Questions are very, very confidential. We know they can be sensitive. And if you want to get access to our 2023 Digital Parenting Conference content, you pay 50% off our price for it, and then you can get access to that. I mean, you can't get this anywhere else. So I don't want to keep you any further than I have. I'm going to introduce our convener, the creator of this amazing platform that is building a village, literally, for us to take care of, our kids, okay, and to be responsible and intentional parents with the foundation of God. She's none other than Ifeanyi Okafor, my dear partner and co-founder of Digital Parenting School. So let's listen to the introduction and sit tight as we commence this summit.
Introducing Ifeanyi Okafor, The convener. Ify is a parenting and wholeness coach and has worked as an IT professional for over 16 years. She is a wife and mom to 4 lovely children. Ifeyinwa is the data center infrastructure manager at the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission (NUPRC), where she builds, integrates, and manages platforms and solutions, coordinates IT service delivery teams, and manages project timelines, teams, and stakeholders effectively and efficiently. She has led various organizational-wide IT projects and worked with different project teams delivering notable industry projects. She is also a strategist at the Wholeness School USA, founder of the Wholesome Parenting School, co-founder of the Digital Parenting School, and convener of the annual Godly Parenting Summit. Through her platforms, she has guided over 150 clients as a wholeness coach and helped them to rediscover their dreams, develop new skills, and rewire their mindset so they can live fully alive. She has also empowered about 100 parents with skill and support so they can confidently parent their children in the digital space. To impact the world on a larger scale, Ify started the annual Godly Parenting Summit last year. She has so far impacted over 500 families in 14 different countries through the Godly Parenting Summit. An author of 52 Affirmations for the 21st Century Parent, Parenting with the Father, a book with daily prayers and guides for parents. She is also the creator of Innovative Planner, Elevate You Growth Planner, which helps you plan for growth in all aspects of your life. Meet Ify. Please welcome Ify Okafor.
You want to unmute yourself, Ify. We want to hear your lovely voice.
Yes. Hi, guys. Hi, everyone. Sorry, I forgot to unmute myself. I guess I'm also caught up in the excitement of today. So, I have been taking a back seat for the past 3 weeks, listening to my amazing speakers break down all the beautiful topics. Juliet, thank you for giving us a recap. I mean, you did such an amazing job recapping for us. And today, I decided it's my turn. It's time to broach that topic that parents don't like, technology in the home. Many of us we have all sorts of opinions about technology, what it should be, what it should not be, how it should be, how it should go. And I find that generally parents are either or about technology. It's either you love it or you hate it. And most times parents hate it. Most parents feel like technology is the reason for all the problems their children have, or many of the problems their children have today. But I'm here to bring a bridge. I'm all about building bridges. I don't like absolutes. It's my personality. I always ask myself, does it have to be always, an absolute? And so today we're going to talk about technology's influence in family dynamics. Leave the very technical name. It's just a name that gives us the room to be able to, yes, a blessing and a curse. It's just a name that gives us the room to be able to expand. Now, before we go into the nitty-gritty, I'm just going to give you some basic statistics. Can I have my next slide, please? Now, as we can see, every family whatever kind of family, young, old, black, white, blended, has an element of technology impacting it in some way or the other, whether it's through communication, through entertainment, shopping, network, even through our spiritual growth. I mean, even in churches today, we leverage technology. We engage, we leverage technology to be able to engage more people, to be able to reach more audience. We are leveraging technology on this platform. I'm always so humbled when my intro is spoken because in 1 year, we were able to spread to 14 countries. By the time we finish this summit, we will be able to recap our numbers. And I know, because we're already seeing the statistics, that we will have engaged even more countries and even more numbers. That's only possible by technology. So we can decide to say, for whatever is what, technology has its uses and its purpose. And the same can happen in our families. The world is a global village today, and so we have no choice but to embrace technology. But we must embrace it with caution, with wisdom, and with intentionality. Next slide, please. Now, we have some interesting numbers. And these numbers are not to scare you, they're just to give you perspective. Again, this is a disclaimer. These numbers are from mostly the US because this is where the numbers are being captured. In a lot of other countries, well, yes, in Europe, they are being captured as well. But in the United States, there's quite a lot going on. And so a lot of statistics comes from there. We have a situation where 8 to 12-year-olds in the United States spend 4 to 6 hours a day on screens, while teenagers spend up to 9 hours a day. If for nothing else, their eyesights are being put in danger, and that's a lot. The amount of information they are consuming is a lot. If children are spending this number of hours in a day on screens, when are they resting? When are their brains resting? In 2021, a report said that 88% of teenagers between 13 and 17 had mobile smartphones. Now, is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? We'll get to know. And out of those 88%, 53% of the children under the age of 11 own a smartphone. Now, is there a specific age where children should own smartphones? Not specifically. I would say on my own, what we teach in the digital parenting school is the age at which your children would own a smartphone is dependent on the value system in your home, the trust level established with your child, and the maturity level of that child. That being said, it is advisable that it should not be below the age of 13, simply because of the COPPA rule that exists in many countries, excluding Nigeria. That is the Child Online Protection Act. Most online applications are not allowed to copy data from children under the age of 13. And so when you hand over a smartphone to a child who is 13 or under 13, rather, it means that you're giving them a tool that says they're allowed to go online. Meanwhile, they're not legally allowed to capture data. So what are you doing? You're enabling them to participate in what they're not legally allowed to do. And that's not good. So if for anything, don't do that for that law. Teach your children to be children. Teach them to learn to, be children, enjoy offline games. Even if they have to be online, let them be out of social media with your supervision and guidance, and preferably not on a mobile phone, because I tell people that it may just be a screen to you, but the fact of the matter is that the culture of your child, their digital culture, is adjusted when they have a mobile phone in their possession. Owning a digital device is different from loaning one from your parents, no matter how free your parents might be with their device. So please, parents, that adjustment is a different thing. We need to be mindful of that. Now, this next statistic has to do with social media. 70% of teens aged 13 to 17 use social media multiple times a day. What that means is they are there on Snapchat, Instagram, and TikTok, and all of that. Now, this in itself is not bad, but the question is, what are they doing there? Is it healthy? Are they spending quality time? Are they using these things to the detriment of their academics life? Are they behaving well? What is their digital culture? What is their digital citizenship and behavior like? Another survey says that 45% of parents report that their children spend too much time on social media. So as you can see, parents are reporting that they spend too much time. So my question to such parents is, what have you done to engage the children in the first place? Because, I mean, if children are spending too much time on social media, it's because they have time to spend. So how have you engaged them? What are the things you're doing? But we will talk further about that. Another survey says that 94% of children between the age 3 and 18 access computer at home, and 61% use it for education. Of course, this is one of the outcomes of COVID and the pandemic, the era of the lockdown. A lot of people are learning online today, and so we are forced to begin to address screen time. The percentages in terms of screen time have skyrocketed, and we are forced to now decide what is quality screen time. We are no longer just addressing screen time in terms of just numbers, but in terms of quality, because your child who is using screen time to do homework, to write notes, to access school work, and even in school, no longer can be dismissive about the quantum of time. If you're a parent who tracks your child's screen time, you will find out that education screen time is now beginning to eat into the overall screen time that your child is using. And you can't dismiss it because that's schoolwork. During COVID, 64% of families reported that there was an increase in use of educational apps and websites, which is what I just said. 2024 survey says that 56% of parents are concerned about the amount of time that their children spend on screen, which is why we are all here. 70% of parents reported monitoring their children online activity, while 50% use parental control tools. So what that means is that not only are the parents worried, a number of parents are taking action. They're either monitoring passively or they are monitoring actively. Parents, what are you doing? Are you monitoring your children? Are you also checking? And I would say, apart from monitoring, because you see, you can monitor, but I think it's more important to model and to have conversations, and we'll talk more about that. I want you to have all these statistics because you see, this is a global trend. This is not an African trend or an American trend or a European trend. It's a global trend. These statistics are statistics that everybody here can relate to. Common Sense Media found that 47% of parents believe technology has negatively affected family time, and 33% of parents have tech-free zones in their homes. Question is, how many of us even know what tech-free zones are? Talk less of implementing them. And we're going to discuss all of this in my conversation today. Next slide, please. 1 second, please. Just 1 second.
Hey guys, hang on. She's gonna be back. Is technology good or bad for you? I've gotten so much of my notes already. Yeah. Oh, she's right back. Fantastic. I was actually going to tell people to start posting in the chat, like, is technology good or bad for you, so that we can be having that come in while you get back on the screen. So we are glad to see that you're back. You can unmute your mic and take it away. Okay? Unmute your mic, unmute your mic, unmute your mic.
Yes, please, post. Is technology good or bad for you? What do you think? Please post. We want to see your opinion. What do you think? What's your personal opinion? There are no right or wrong answers here. If you think it's good, write good. If you think it's bad, write bad. If you think middle, write exactly goodish, baddish, middle, 50-50. Let's see. Good and bad. Okay. So as we can see, we're getting goodish, we're getting good and bad. We're getting 50-50, good, good. And you see, I'll tell you something. I doubt that anybody in this call will say that technology is 100% good or 100% bad. I doubt it. Almost everybody here would say it's a percentage of good and bad. Might be 50-50. Some might say, oh, wow, Ruth says it's good. I love it. You need to come and tell us. We need to have a call. Let's see we need to know what you're doing so that we can learn more from you. Because I know that many people will have had one or two incidences with it. And I love it when I see parents who are very proactive and are getting good results. Good, but must be properly managed. I love that. Technology has both influence, positive and negative. I love this. And that's where we're heading. Next slide, please. We have both positive and negative influences of technology. And first, we'll talk about the positive influences of technology in the family. Enhanced communication. How many of us talk with our families home and abroad? How many of us talk with our children when we travel via Zoom call, FaceTime, WhatsApp? If you chat with your children when you are away from home, or vice versa, say chat in the WhatsApp group or in the Zoom call or in the YouTube page. If you chat with your family via technology, just say chat. Maybe your children talk to grandma or grandpa weekly, or when you're on a work trip, you call home or your children call you. Just say chat. Usage is what determines. Yes, exactly. Exactly. We said chat. Oh, yeah, I know, right? Exactly. Chat. Exactly. We can't do without it. It's been a convenience. Imagine and remember how it used to be in the past where you would travel to another country and you would not be able to communicate until the person got where they were and probably sent a letter. Or in the days where they had telephones, but it was not online, and then they would have to make a phone call and you would pray that you could get through. So we can't dismiss the fact that technology has brought us closer. Let's not talk about the educational opportunities. I tell people the amount of opportunities, at least in my home, the amount of opportunities my children have received are amazing. As we speak, one of my children got the opportunity to have a 12-week mentorship program in the US. We are here in Nigeria, we live in Nigeria. She's going to get a 12-week mentorship program on venture lab, which is she's going to be able to set up her own business. She's 16, by the way. She's in grade 11. And she got the scholarship to be able to learn to set up her own business with a university. And this program is targeted for 14 to 18-year-olds. And she got it from here in Nigeria. She applied from here in Nigeria. She's going to be receiving those lectures from here in Nigeria. And those are opportunities that you can get across the globe. I know many parents who have had bridging programs from different parts of the world. My son receives coding lessons from an Indian teacher here in Nigeria online. My children receive, so when their piano teacher relocated to the US for about 3 months, they were receiving their lessons online until he was able to find a piano teacher that he was very comfortable with and then transitioned them to another teacher here in Nigeria. My point is, the internet has turned open teaching. My children's school sometimes have international classes with their counterparts outside the country. They participate in that. So their counterparts in countries, they used to do that before COVID. After COVID, funny enough, it reduced, ironically. But before COVID, they would schedule classes via this app. I've forgotten the name of the app. And their counterparts in the same grade level, they would have joint classes with counterparts in the US, Nigerian US classes, teaching the same class, teaching the same curriculum. Parents, please, I say something and I embrace it. It's a reminder to myself, not as much, more to myself than a description. I tell people that my children are global children who happen to be Nigerian. And the reason I keep saying that is to remind myself not to limit my children's opportunities. And the reason you have to remember that is because technology makes it possible. Your children can be anything you want them to be if you take the right steps and you put in the right measures. Technology makes that possible. Let's not shy away from it. Let's embrace it. Again, technology makes life convenient and efficient. Please, who are those that embrace online shopping? Who are those that embrace deliveries? Who are those? I mean, me, if there's anything that can be delivered to me, it will be delivered to me. If I can buy anything online that doesn't require me physically going there, I will do that. So who is the convenience queen? If you're a convenience queen or a convenience king, please say convenience. I see many hearts going up. Oh my goodness. We all love the soft life, right? Exactly. We like convenience. It makes, and you see, the thing is, it's not just about convenience in terms of ease. I call it mopping up time. If someone is delivering something to me, that's time I can spend with my family. If someone is delivering something to me, that's time I can spend on self-care. If someone is delivering something to me, it's time I can spend doing work rather than staying at the office late. So look at technology as your friend, enabling you to do more in less time so that you can be more to more people. Technology is what allows me to be an IT manager by day and a wholeness and a digital parenting coach by evenings. Technology is what allows me to be able to mop up my time efficiently and still spend time with my family. So please, that is something that we must embrace. You see, why I'm trying to expand on the positive influences is that if you focus on the positive, you will have little or no room for the negative. And that leads me to health and fitness. I have a Pilates coach who lives in the same country as I do, but because of the time of the day which I do my Pilates, we do it on Zoom. She's in Lekki, I'm on the mainland. We meet on Zoom in the mornings and we do Pilates. That's only possible because if we decided to do it physically, it won't be possible. Our schedules won't allow. Health and fitness is important, and technology makes what is not possible possible. You have apps. You wear your Fitbit apps, it monitors your steps, it monitors your health, it monitors your breathing, and you're more conscious about what you should do or should not do. It alerts you when you need to take a few steps, you've been sitting for too long. For those who wear Samsung and Apple Watches, those things keep you alert to what your fitness regime should be. And they are only possible with technology. Access to support and resources. Again, what are we doing here today? Gaining support. You are learning something new. You have access to all sorts of things through Google, AI, the internet, and you're richer for it. Now, with all this positivity, there's a downside to it, just like with everything in life. There's the good side, and then there's the bad side. Next slide, please. What's the bad side? Everybody is facing their screen and not facing each other. Please, can we mute that?
You're waiting for the person next door to let them know, so you make them know.
Mute, please. Okay, thank you. Everybody's facing their screens and they're not facing each other. You can see from the image on the screen, they're busy looking at whatever they're looking at on the screen because it's so engaging. Those who put all these things on the screen put it there because they are there to engage you. We need to be mindful of that. And then there's the fact that social media puts up a lot of pressure. People put their best foot forward. And look, you need to understand something. It's not really intentional for people to put their best foot forward. Nobody is going to intentionally put their worst side on the internet for the world to see. People will want to put their best side forward. It's for you to realize that that is their best side and not be pressured as much by it. For you to take it with a grain of salt and understand that this is just what it is and do whatever works for you. We are now worried about privacy. In the past, we didn't used to have to worry about whether we're using our actual names or not, whether we've gone to check the privacy setting, who's looking at us, who's looking at a random picture I put, because if whenever you're posting your pictures, you need to screen it to make sure that your personal information is not in the background, like your house number or things like that. Those are things that we never used to worry about. You would just take a picture for taking sake and not bother about things that, the hackers could use. We worry about overdependence on technology. People now use technology for everything. People don't use their initiative anymore. People just say anything is technology, and it's not healthy. Too much of anything is bad. And then something that most people don't realize, there's something called the digital divide. Just like we say the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, the technologically capable get more capable, and the technologically less capable keep staying less capable. What that means is that for those who can afford technology, they keep buying more and more of it and keep engaging. And for those who can't afford it, they keep getting left behind because they can't afford it. And with the latest gadget, the gap gets wider. And so that divide is there and getting wider and wider with each passing day. You see how much time I spent on negativity versus how much time I spent on positivity. That is what we're supposed to be mimicking in our day-to-day life. We acknowledge that there's negativity, but we don't dwell on it. So my question is this: how many of us have been in a car in the last 1 week? If you've been in a car in the last 1 week, say car, write car in the chat box. If you've been in a car in the last 1 week, write car in the chat box. Don't worry, I know where I'm going. Car, yes, we've all been in cars, right? Great. So we've all been in cars in the last 1 week. Now, the question is, are you going to be in a car the next 1 week? If you are, say yes. Right. We're all going to be in cars. And you're going to be in cars next week. Do we know how many accidents were in cars last week? A whole lot. I am certain most of us saw an accident in the last 1 month. We physically saw accidents, and it's not going to stop us from entering cars today. It's not going to stop us from entering cars tomorrow. It's not going to stop us from entering cars next week. That is the same attitude we should bring to technology in our homes. These are things that are going to have their negative sides, but we're not going to dwell on them. We're going to be like people of God, and we're going to just focus on the positive and use it to, move forward. So how do we maximize positive technology in our homes? Next slide. How do we maximize the positive influence of technology in our home? Whatever you focus on expands. Whatever you focus on expands. This is the Godly Parenting Summit, and I can quote all the Bible verses that support this. But I don't want us to be here, quoting chapter, Bible, and verse. I'm here to just keep it simple, easy, so that we can move. And so please, we'll go to the next slide. First thing we focus on is communication. A family that prays together stays together. A family that talks together stays together. A family that continues to communicate continues to bond. If you are not together, whether it's in this, especially for those of us in this part of the world where we have the whole Japa syndrome. Japa is not the excuse why your family should break apart, not in 2024. I've been apart from my family for 3 weeks for work. And I think at that point was when we were even very, very close. I will call them in the morning before they go to school. I will call them when they get back from school. We will do homework together. We will go to bed together. We'll pray. Juliet is our moderator. She wouldn't say this, but she's currently not with her family. They will join her later in the year. I am amazed at how much she's leveraging technology to be with her family. She spoke with her family just before we got on this call. I know because we were there. communication must not suffer because you are not physically present. And that extends to your extended family. That extends to your friends and those you call family in the loose sense of the word. You can decide that you are focusing on the negative. Technology did this, technology did that. Or you can use technology for what it's meant for, which is to focus on the good. We also have talked about how we use it for educational purposes. We can learn more and not classroom learning anymore. Classroom learning is, funny enough, classroom learning is taking a cue from technology. Classroom learning is borrowing a lot from, I go to my children's schools these days and I see what they're learning. I see how they are learning. And I'm amazed because the mode of delivery, the quality, the content is amazing. And then for those of us who are constant learners, who thirst for knowledge, for when everybody is saying AI this, AI that, we are busy thanking God for AI because the amount of things I'm learning daily at the tips of my fingertips, in my WhatsApp, while I'm chatting with friends, we're learning at the same time because once you click Meta AI and ask it any question, it will give you the response. Parents, you have no excuse not to be able to guide your children appropriately anymore because all the knowledge you need is at your fingertips. When your children are struggling, all you need is the right community and the right tool, and you will be able to guide them. You don't need to be an expert anymore. You just need to know the right place to ask the right question. That's the power of technology. All we need to do is not to choose to stop being afraid. We need to stop being afraid and just participate. Next slide. Okay, promoting health. Now, we've talked about health. Now we need to take it very seriously. And there's something I want to talk about specifically. For those who need health care in one way or the other, or are not able to get to their health care, you can get it online, especially for those who need counseling. We are getting some form of counseling and support here through the Godly Parenting. For those who need medical counseling, even in a country like Nigeria, you can get it online now. I have one or two people whom I know receive counseling online, therapy online. You can do your fitness challenges online as a family, as a bonding activity. For those of us who have older children, we can choose to sulk at home and say that our children don't have time for us anymore. They don't come to us. Or you can go to them virtually by being part of their lives virtually. If you know your children like to go for runs in the morning, tell them, can I run with you? And put on your WhatsApp video and run with them from home. I remember in COVID, my secondary school wanted to celebrate its Founders Day celebration, and we suggested that we do a virtual run. And what did we do? Everybody was allowed to do a 5-kilometer run wherever they were, in their bedrooms, in their house. For those who were allowed to go outside, they would go outside. And all they had to do was download the app and clock their time and tag us. And it was an amazing event. That was the largest attendance of that Founders Day run ever till date. The minute we went back to physical, the numbers dropped. That is the power of technology. You can bring people together. You can bring your family together. You can choose in what terms your family will bond. It doesn't always have to be in the traditional terms anymore. All you have to do is stop being afraid and stop thinking that it has to always be on your own terms. The world is changing. The traditional terms are changing. You can choose to be part of it, or you can choose to be left behind. The choice is yours. We can also leverage tech for ease and efficiency, like we said, task management. You are not home, your children need to do their homework. For years, when my children were in primary school and for secondary school, I give them a lot of independence because I'm training them for university. But for primary school, I supervised their homework every day, no matter which part of the world I was in. And what that meant was that when my children finished their homework in primary school, they would snap it and send it to me via Teams or Skype rather, and I would look at it and then I would call them and we'll talk about it every day, no matter where we were, no matter where I was. That's how you bond with your children. Like I said, technology is a tool. It's a tool for bonding. It's a tool for bringing families even closer. It's a mindset. Another way by which you can bring in the positive effects of technology in your home is to encourage the responsible use of technology and set the boundaries. Now, I want to give a caution. Setting boundaries can be a bonding tool or it can be a tool of bringing division. It depends on how you do it. Do not be like us where you say what I do is do what I do, don't do what I say. Or rather, do what I say, don't do what I do. You cannot set boundaries for your children and have a different set of boundaries for yourself. Yes, you are the adult. Yes, your own boundaries might be a bit lax because you are the adult, but you have to have a conversation about it with your children. Let your children understand the whys. Let them understand it's just the same way you drive a car and your children don't drive. You're going to tell them, I'm an adult here. I've done the driver's lessons. I know how to do this. I go to work. You don't. It's the same conversation. Oh, so I use technology for work. My children know most times what I'm doing when I'm on my phone. I casually let them know so that they don't think that mommy is always on her phone browsing. They know when mommy is studying. They know when mommy is working. They know when mommy is just relaxing on her phone, so that they know that my casual browsing time is not all day. They know that it's not a thing of mommy is on her phone all Saturdays and she's just flipping through her phone. Like, for example, they know right now that I'm working. In fact, they know I'm in my home office because this is where I have this summit. Even when I'm in my room and I'm doing certain things from my room, they know that's that. So these are conversation topics. In my home, we have tech rules. We've had set conversations upon conversations to the point that we no longer even need to refer to the tech rules. It's ingrained in my children's minds. It's ingrained in our heart. Everybody knows what is expected. And the tech rules evolve as the family evolves because your family evolves. We used to be a family with little children. Now we're a family with teenagers and preteens. And as everything is evolving, the rules are evolving. As the children are growing to young adults, the rules should evolve. As your children are getting more mature online and you're trusting them more to be able to know what they do, your rules should become less restrictive. Because guess what? This is something we teach in the digital parenting school. The aim of digital parenting is to go from micromanaging your children to leaving them to become responsible young adults online on their own. And we add usually that usually occurs when your child is 18 or out of the house to university, whichever one comes first. That's usually around the time your kids are ready to be fully online by themselves with no supervision whatsoever. Most kids who do not have the level of trust with their parents will be online unsupervised before even that, and their parents will not know. It's a trust thing. The problems you will see online, 90% of them start from offline problems. Why? Because parents have not ingrained their value systems in their children. Parents have tried to choke the rules down their children's throat rather than try to ensure that it's a thing of communication and trust. How you do one thing is how you do everything. So if a child is lying to you physically, they will lie to you virtually. If a child is not communicating with you physically, they will not communicate with you online. That's the reality. So don't expect magic because you gave your child a phone. Maybe you thought that giving them a phone will make them happy and therefore they would bond with you even more. Not true. Not true. You'll be giving them a tool that will make them even more alienated from you. whatever you want to see online, that process must start offline. And so please, you need to have those conversations. And as parents, before you set the rules, decide where you want those rules to take your family. What are your family value systems? Where are you going? And when you decide where you're going and what the destination is, the rules and the boundaries are the how that will get you there. And that is how you also teach them about digital citizenship and online safety. Simply put, digital citizenship is how your children should behave when they're online. No bullying, no rudeness, no lies, no duplicity, no giving of their personal information online. That's really what digital citizenship is all about. And then on the last note, you can have, next slide, please. Next slide, please. You can see the two images on the screen. You can have the family on the left, or you can have the family on the right. And you get to choose. And how you achieve that is simply by training your children intentionally, dedicatedly, and with focus. The Bible always says, train up your child the way they should go, and he or she will not depart from it. And those are my last few words on this session. I have a slide on additional resources. Could you just show that slide for those who would want to learn more about digital parenting? Next slide, please. Yeah. Okay, so we have some reference slide. First one is commonsensemedia.org. That is where we have some information. I remember I quoted some statistics about Common Sense Media for Common Sense Media. Internetmatters.org. These are places where you can get good resources around digital parenting. But if you want to really have a community, a good place where you can have hands-on resources, the Digital Parenting School, just search for Digital Parenting School on Instagram. That's the page that Juliet and I founded. And you can join our mailing list. That's the link on the screen. We will post it there as well. That will send you to our Instagram page. The mailing list will send you to our WhatsApp community. We have programs, we have free resources, and we have one or two things that are paid programs where we'll help you with dedicated roadmaps, right? That would help you be able to basically design roadmaps and all that. But for today, Juliet has said we should give you a freebie. And I will tell Chiamaka to post that in the chats group and on YouTube and in WhatsApp. Once we're on break, she will post that link. And it allows you to get a free ebook on this topic, really, on how to navigate internet safety and basically how to navigate safety in your home when it comes to digital safety. Julia, thank you for giving us that. Yes, I'm thanking her because she did the work on that one. She threw me off guard. I wasn't expecting her to get it ready in time. Thank you for providing that resource for us, Juliet.
Wow.
So we're going to go on a break. I hope this was impactful. And for those of you who have questions, this is the time to put your questions in the chat box, both on YouTube and in Zoom. And when we come back in 5 minutes, we'll be here for you.
Thank you so much, Ify. That was beautiful. Oh my goodness. I mean, we should be getting like
Gay man. Do you know there's a better way to live than you're living? Do you know there's a love that is constantly giving? I wash away all of your sin. Let your new life begin. Ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá ké pe orúkọ Olúwa ni a ó gbàlà, ni a ó gbàlà. Ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá gbọ́kànlé Olúwa kò ní rí ìtìjú. No, 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 no. Ṣílẹ̀kùn ọkọ̀ rẹ̀. Ṣílẹ̀kùn ọkọ̀ rẹ̀. Open up your heart and let him in. Ṣílẹ̀kùn ọkọ̀ rẹ̀. He's knocking at the door. Ṣílẹ̀kùn ọkọ̀ rẹ̀. Yeah, don't harden your heart. Just let him in. Ṣílẹ̀kùn ọkọ̀ rẹ̀. He is the way, the truth, and the life. It's never too late to give him your all. Give him a try. You will never, never ever get disappointed. No. Do you know that's a friend that sticks closer than a brother? Do you know there's a love that loves like no other? I want you to see, yeah, that God's been good to me. So I want you to let him in. Let him give you the victory. Ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá ké pe orúkọ Olúwa ní orí ìgbàlagbà. If you put your trust in him,
Yo,
you will never be
gang man, about to go. This is
ashamed.
love straight from up above. I know you've been through pain, but it's all because you're going to the wrong place. Searching for love in the clubs. Nah, sick the love's face. I recommend this man died on the cross just to save that man. Yeah, I know that was the plan. Give us life for all, not just as friends. So give him your heart while you got the chance. Trust me, he ain't gon' fake or pretend. Your hands in his hands. Go ahead, make you the man. Ask anything, Christ got it all, everything. Anything, Christ got it all, everything. Ask anything, Christ got it all, everything. Gang man. AY. Let's go, let's go. Open your heart.
Open your heart.
Let him in, let him in. It's got everything you need. Come on. Nah, 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 nah. And I'm feeling this joint right here. And y'all know how we go. So to the left, to the right, to the left. Come on, let's serious music.
So much, yeah, must even I'm 20 eyes that can stretch forward.
For you are great, and my heart is full of praise. For you are glorious.
Hello, guys, and welcome back. It's time for the question and answer section. Ify, are you there? I want to make sure you've unmuted your mic so that I can hear you. It's like whenever you come on.
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you so much, guys. Oh my God, that was loaded. I was looking at everybody's chats, even on the on YouTube. We have a lot of people that are very, very interactive. I just want to appreciate a couple of them. We have a lot of people on our VVIP. We also have people tuning in. We have Ruth Baba, Amaka Virtue, Caroline. We see you, Veronica, T.O. You guys have been doing a lot. Thank you so much, Peacemaker. And if your notebook is not full by now with everything that Ify has said, I don't know what you've been writing. So please, let's get your questions coming in. We have lots of questions coming in right now. I'm going to be taking the questions. And I want to appreciate what you said, Ify, about the fact that I am here in Canada and I'm connecting with my family. It just took me back to when during the New Year's Eve, when my kids and I, we had like a Bible session and we prayed our rosary, and we did not break tradition because I was not at home. I made it happen, but I didn't make a big deal out of it until my daughter actually mentioned it and said, Mom, I'm so proud of you that you still made sure we upheld our tradition. And that is, what this is all about, Godly Parenting Summit. Technology is here to stay. We have to embrace it. And you said something else, Ify. You said, technology is dynamic, right? It's dynamic, it's transitional, it grows with the family. So you have to, digital parenting is like you incorporating that skill into your, into your daily skills. You cannot, the world has changed completely. We cannot remain the same. So that's what we are saying. So if you have questions, please let them come in. I'll be reading them. I see a couple of questions coming in already from our YouTube platform. I want to see if I can get the ones that are coming in from our VVIP room. You know how we do it. We give preference to our VVIPs, and then we'll touch your questions coming in from the YouTube as well. So we have a question here. So the question goes like this. It says, and it's from Eniola. Okay, she's actually from YouTube. That's good. So Eniola is asking, pediatricians advise 1 to 2 of screen time. I think she's trying to say 1 to 2 hours of screen time per day, because I know that because that's what we also teach. Okay. So how does the parent balance between this when kids want to watch cartoons or more of the educational shows beyond the 2 hours that is recommended? I guess that's the question.
Yeah. So the thing is, I'll tell you what I did with my kids when they were growing up. Before your children realize that cartoons are the thing, see, parents, you have to be proactive. What your children know on ground is what they don't miss what they do. So in my home, at this point, my home used to be like a little amusement park. We had all sorts of things to keep children entertained, right? We had the balls, the jungle gyms, we had all the activities. But more importantly, we had a thing called the iPad. I don't know if I think it still exists, but not in the format. And it was offline. Was like a tablet, but it had educational games that looked like cartoon formats. And so my children knew that they would earn the use of the iPad based on how they do certain things. They've done their homework, they've done this. My children, for example, would play their piano. They were doing active piano from nursery. So by the time you've gone to school, you've come back, you've napped, you've had piano lessons once or twice a week. You have played outside, whether it's on the slides or on the ball, you really don't have energy. Like, you don't have energy. That's number one. And then when it now comes to TV, so I was actually very hands-on when my kids were younger. There were certain channels that were not allowed to be turned on in my home. And then even the ones that were allowed to be turned on, I had already pre-vetted quite a number of shows. So I knew that they were fun shows. My job as mom was to look for fun shows that were educational. So it wasn't mindless TV watching. As they got older, we began to balance them out. So for example, something like Paw Patrol, let me give an example. Paw Patrol is a nice cartoon, but it's also very educational. What's the one with the car? Forgotten the name. Where the car that runs around. I know this because my nephew loves it. That's another educational one. They actually teach math and science. So as a parent, you don't wait for television to happen to you and then you start editing what your child, or they start watching and you say no. No. When your children are napping or are not home, go online, fetch the TV guide, look at those things. Go to all those like Common Sense Media and Co. and see what the synopsis of those cartoons, so that you are able to offer them alternatives as opposed to them watching and you saying no. If you're proactive with this, you'll find that your children come to you for options as opposed to you being the no person. You want to really limit the amount of no you tell your children. And that's not to say that you're not telling them. That is that you are proactively providing healthier options. I hope that helps, Eniola. Please, if it does, give us feedback so that we know that we're addressing your needs.
Yes, thank you so much for that. She actually qualified the question again. She said it helps, but she said also beyond the educational content. What if they want more and you're trying to? So I think you touched on that too, but you can qualify it a little bit, because she said apart from the educational like content, is there any other thing? So you said they can be more creative in the home and create other alternative options.
Yes.
So I just wanted
Yes.
you to reiterate that so that she gets it.
Yes. And please, parents, your children cannot be watching educational content all day, every day. They can also watch fun content, so long as it's something that aligns with your values. They are allowed to watch just things that are just for fun, right? But it should align with your values. So that presupposes that you already have aligned, that you've already itemized what your value systems are, right? Because if you don't know if you've not sat down to decide what your value systems are as a family, what do you stand for? What do you like? What don't you like? Then how are you knowing what shows align with your value systems or champion your value systems, but are fun?
Absolutely. And it's it's a bit sad sometimes, like we bring the intentionality into parenting, right? Because some of the questions that you actually pose out there for question are questions that some parents haven't even sat down to conceive. So if you've never had your family mantra, you don't have like what your family stands for, those 3 key words that if you wake your child now and they will wake up and be like, this is what we stand for: respect, we stand for, dignity. You need to have those 3 core things that that would channel, that the child would like, that will revolve around the child's core existence. So people ask this question to us a lot, Ify, when it comes to digital parenting. People ask us like, they want to know the tech part of it. Yes, the tech part is important, but the non-tech part is the foundation. That is, yes, speak a little bit about that. Because I want to ask that question, because it sheds light to what digital parenting school is about, right? Because people think we're all about, apps, screening apps, this and that, They don't understand that, yes, I'm a medical doctor, but you being a parenting coach, there are some foundational things that need to be there. That is like the anchor of every other thing. Because if you don't have that, you have nothing. So I want you to on that anchor that is going to be the foundation for the tech knowledge, the tech literacy that we're giving to parents, and why that is so important.
Okay, thanks. I'm happy you're asking that question. So one mistake many parents make when it comes to digital empowerment is that they think that they can throw technology at it. Or if I have the right tools, I can block this, I can block that, I can block this. Just like with security, general security, as you are learning to block, the thieves are learning to unblock, and even getting it, they are even learning faster than you, right? It's the same thing with kids and technology. They have more energy. They have their parents ready to tell them all sorts of things, right? And so it boils down to trust and communication and the value system that the child has. And that is where the crux of the matter lies. I said something when I was talking earlier. 90% of the problems we see online are actually offline problems. They're not online problems. When you see children behaving a certain kind of way online, go and check what's happening on the. They are acting out their frustrations online. And the problem is that it is so much easier to act out online than it is offline. And so that's why it's looking like it's rampant. When your parents are not giving you attention at home, it's easier to find attention. When your parents are not giving you direction at home, see the whole world of the entire social media is happy to give you direction for their own convenience. And so if you come to me and say, I want to block this, I want to block that, I can teach you how to block all the blockages. But the fact of the matter is, why are you blocking though? Is it going to solve? What are you trying to avoid? What are you trying to prevent? Is that the solution to your problem? When my children started going online, funny enough, I didn't remember, Julia, we had this conversation. I never blocked anything. I just put everything in monitoring mode. And it wasn't for me to monitor as far I was their monitoring screen. It was for me to get research. It was more for research purposes as far, okay, how many hours is this child doing this? What kind of sites are they going to? Occasionally, and then in my home, we had age limits for different things. Because they went to Microsoft Showcase School, and we were in Microsoft Home. Their first chat box was Skype. Then they graduate from Skype, then they move into Snapchat and so on. So every age, at different ages, you're allowed to upgrade to different things until you get to about 15, 16, where you're allowed to use mobile phone with supervision, then mobile phone with limited supervision and no more. Because we are fully aware that by the time our children are in university, we want to be able to just close our eyes and know that we've done what we can do, and we're expecting them to be responsible adults online. Now, when they were on Skype, occasionally I would go, when they are, because I still have children who are in that range, I will go and just scan through their messages. Not because I'm trying to intrude on their privacy, because I'm just trying to say, okay, this child that I know that I've raised this way offline, are they maintaining it online? And of course, being children, they will test boundaries. Sometimes I'll see certain kinds of language or certain kinds of behavior, and I wouldn't shout or scold or even refer to the conversation. I would ask God to show me a right opportunity to have that conversation. And of course, trust Him, because He knows my intentions are pure and it's for the good of the child. The opportunity will come. And we will have a conversation, just, as if something just organically happened. And I would talk, if it was about bullying, or if it was about food language, or if it was about not showing up as your best self or your true self, we'll talk about it. I won't refer to the conversation in the chats. Sometimes, if necessary, I would say, can I see your messages? Can we go through them? Just so that because they would know that at that age I'm going through their messages. So there will be scheduled times for us to go through. But even when I go through without their permission, without their knowing, then I'm not allowed to discuss it because I did not do it with their permission. Because you see, you need to respect your children's privacy. If you want your own privacy respected, then you have to model that for your children. So if the things you want your children to see and do, when we have adults today who don't respect their spouse's privacy, or don't honor their friends' privacy, or don't respect boundaries, it's because we have adults in their lives that do not model that for them. So a lot of things we see online today start from parents did not do their parenting adequately.
Right. Wow. And this kind of mirrors what you actually said. You said whatever you want to see online must start offline, And I was just writing most of the quotes that you said. Another one you said is model, not monitoring, before we all become monitoring spirits. Oh my God. So, quick question. Eniola was saying that she wanted you to touch a little bit on digital citizenship and
Online.
also online security. She just wanted a
Yeah.
little light on that.
Okay, so digital citizenship is a whole course on its own. In fact, Juliet, I believe we did that as a course some time ago in digital
Absolutely.
parenting school. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a whole course on its own, but I'll try to spend a few minutes on it. What it is
Right.
how do your children show up online? Who is a digital citizen? A digital citizen is someone who is respectful, is someone who is mindful of their privacy, is someone who shows empathy. I'm trying to quickly pull up a document that would help you remember the things. Just that's quick words that would help you remember. But basically, it's someone who shows empathy online. It's someone who accept privacy. It's someone who is respectful online, and for adults too, we need to also remember digital citizenship. It's important. We need to, okay, just 1 second, I have it here. Citizenship. Yes, so you have resilience. So your children need to be resilient. They need to learn conflict management, self-awareness, self-management, responsible decision making, right? And then they need to show empathy. So they need to have self-regulation, emotional literacy, moral identity, collaboration. They need to have balance, life balance. They need to be able to know when they have limits in terms of screen time balance versus lifetime balance. They need to be able to know reputation management. So you see all the things that go into online. Our children are under a lot of pressure, but unfortunately, parents don't even understand the length and breadth of what goes on with online and being online. Reputation management. The minute you are online, even as an adult, whether you manage your reputation actively or not, your reputation is already being managed. How you show up online is already being managed by either the perception of others or how you curate your image. And so the earlier your children get online, the more they have to deal with. And for the younger generation, something as little as their identity, because we are talking of godly parenting here. Parents, you need to reinforce your children's identity. If you check the average young person's identity online, you see that they are there saying he, her, he, she, how do they say it? He, him, she, her. It's because in that generation, if you don't do that, it's assumed that you can be any gender. So your children have to decide and declare their gender upfront, or else they may be approached by any gender. That's the kind of pressure your children deal with. Our generation don't deal with that because we are binary natives. Our children are not binary natives. I hope everybody understands what I mean by binary natives. It means that our generation, male and female, are what we know by default.
Yes.
In our children's generation, male and female are not the default.
No.
It may rub you the wrong way, but it is what your children are living with, especially if your children are living abroad. And so if your children don't put he, him, or she, her, they might just find themselves in the midst of a community of people who are fluid in gender.
Absolutely.
That's how very difficult it is to be a child in 2024. A basic thing as who am I is a problem. And that's why parents, you need to step up, you need to reinforce your children, you need to build up their skills spiritually, morally, physically, and in any way you can, so that they know who their identity is, especially Christ.
Yeah.
There's no middle ground anymore. If you're not doing it, if you're not stepping up to your responsibility, the world will take over. It's as simple as that. And then the last part of digital citizenship is security and safety, which speaks to online safety. Your children need to know how to lock up their accounts, how to put up their security buttons, how to change their passwords, how to make sure that they, by instinct, they don't show up their real details everywhere. Well, it just basically they need to know how to be adults, even when they are children.
Absolutely.
So Adiola, I
Thank
hope
you.
that helps.
Thank you so much, Ify. Sorry about that, my voice.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Excuse me. You said something. You said,
Sorry.
and it resonated with, me and what you said just now. You said, my children are global children living in Nigeria. That is brilliant.
So,
And that
global children who happen to be
who
Nigerian,
happened? Who happened? Yeah. Happened to
because they
live
could
in
have gone anywhere in the world.
Nigeria. That's absolutely true. Excuse me. So
Sorry.
it really resonates with me because of, and thank you so much, Eniela, for that question. It just took me back to when I tell people that I play Roblox with my kids, they're like, how? Some don't even
I don't
excuse
even
me.
understand what you're talking about.
Some don't even understand what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a virtual world that they living, that they actually existing. They threw me a birthday party in the Roblox world. I
Are you
attended.
joking? Gold man.
Yes, they threw me a virtual
No,
party.
I'm jealous. No, me, I'm going to tell them they have to do 24.
They
They have
take
to,
me,
they have to work hard, earn their money from pizza shop and do a birthday party. I'm not.
exactly. They took me in their car, took me to a place where they had a surprise party planned for me with their classmates and everything. And we had a mighty nice time. And there was actually somebody that was there. And I was like, oh, well, okay, who is she or whatever? And my daughter was like, no, she's a we. Right? Yes, she's a
Okay.
they. Oh, so
They,
these are
it's
exactly.
a day.
So these are things that we need to educate because it's the world that we are living in. You
Yeah.
need to educate your child so that they
Mhm.
understand how to respect and also have pride in the identity of the faith that they belong to. Okay.
Yeah.
So those are the things that we emphasize. And I really, really am so excited that we have this platform and we are navigating people through this. And I don't know, should I talk about the ebook that I'm just looking at the time.
Yes. We can spend a few minutes. We have literally less than 5 minutes. We can spend that just doing that.
Yes. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here. As in, I see all of you on the YouTube link on our VVIP room. Thank you so much. As usual, when we come off the call, we go into a private session and answer some really, really, have a one-on-one with our VVIP. So thank you so much for signing up for that package. We do have a free ebook, okay? We will have the link. I think we can post the link on the chat, correct? You can go in there and
Chiamaka,
have
please
that.
do so.
Yes, so go in there, so we have like a tool that's a quick and easy tool for you to begin your digital parenting journey, okay? Something itemized, simple things that you can just take, snippets that you can take from today's webinar, and then you get started, okay? And if, of course, at the end, we do have the link for our mailing list. If you sign up right now for our mailing list, you get the opportunity to have a one-on-one with us. We'll schedule a time with you, 30 minutes. It can be either me, it can be Ify. We communicate with you, and then we can have a customized plan for you and your family. I think that is just I think we should appreciate our convener for even giving that offer. So thank you so much, Chiamaka, for posting that up. I know, excuse me, Chiamaka, what's it called? Ify, you are such a busy person, but sometimes I have the superpower to squeeze some kind of favors out of her. So thank you so much for yes, we put it to, she's saying, oh, Dr. Jules put it together, but we put it together like the ebook, we put it together together, okay? And then signing up on the mailing list and being able to have a one-on-one session. Please leverage on that so that we can start building that community. We need lots of parents to be digitally aware so that your kids will look at you as the ultimate influencer. You have to be the ultimate influencer in their life, not somebody else. Nobody else should feel that. Of course, God first, then you should be next in line. Thank you so much, Ifeoka, for today's
Ultimate
session.
influencer.
Absolutely. Yes, oh, God is the ultimate influencer. Remember, when you sign up for the VVIP package, you get access to all the sessions that we've had already. We've talked from the angle of the parents, we talked from the father, the mother, empowering both units in the household, because we want to have a really strong foundation in our society. That's what this forum is about. Building block of the society is the family. We should never lose sight of that, but we should do whatever it takes to maintain the building block of the family. Never lose it. As in, sometimes the world stares us towards thinking that the family is no longer important. It is important, and it is most especially important to have a family that is guided, by God. So thank you so much, everyone. Make sure you sign up for the VVIP, get all the access to the previous recordings. This recording is going to be online for the next 2 weeks, but after that, you have to be VVIP to access the other recordings and also buy the package of our former recordings for less. Remember, they're just stipend costs for the other recordings, and then we would get it rolling. So good. Thank you so much. We're going to round up. The earlier, during the 5 minutes break, we had the song by our songstress. What would I call her? Ayo Vincent.
Songstress.
Songstress. So Ayo Vincent, and that was Shileko. And our signature music for this summit is Nare Kele. That is like next to my heart. Remember to follow Ife Okafor on any of her platforms. Feel free to screenshot this and let the conversation continue. Remember, it's all about building a village. It takes a village to build a well-rounded child. So please communicate with us, contact Ife, follow her on all her platforms, follow our movement, and make sure we continue this. We can't wait to see you same time next Saturday. It's 4 p.m. West African time. Here in Canada is 11. I think that's EST, or I don't know how they grade it. Me too. I am a newbie in all these things. So it's 4 p.m. every Saturday, okay? We can't wait to see you in the next session. For myself and the entire team at the back, like Chiamaka and Mike, God bless you. They keep the things rolling.
I promise.
Seamlessly every time. So thank you so much, Mike and Chiamaka. And thank you to
everyone.
Promise. God bless your name, Promise. And Promise. So thank you. And we'll see you same time next week. Follow us on all our platforms. We have our community. We have a WhatsApp community. So if you want to be a part of that, you follow us on Instagram. We have when you follow Ife actually on her bio, you can also access our community and be a part of the conversation. It doesn't have to stop right now, okay? Replay of this session will be available on YouTube till Friday. So Ife, I'll leave you to round up if you have any other thing to say. God bless you.
Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. For those who have been here 4 weeks in a row, you know yourselves. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you for all your support. Guys, it's not too late to invite your friends and your family. Even if it's one session they can catch the replays of the others. You never know who this message is meant for. You never know who it's paying your address by sharing this. Share this page with everyone. And don't forget, this page doesn't only have GPS Summit replays. It also has Parenting with the Father live, IG live plays. We've talked about all sorts of topics there. I think so far we have about 5 videos and counting. Parenting with the Father lives happen every other Monday on the Godly Parenting Summit page on Instagram. We have a lot, and these are all, and unlike the summit, Parenting with the Father lives are there. They're not going anywhere. So even if you don't catch the summit, you can catch Parenting with the Father live. And if you want to anchor Parenting with the Father live, send me a DM on any of my platforms, and we will be able to for a topic to speak you in. This is a community for parents of parents by parents. And when I say parents, you don't have to be traditional mother, father. As long as you're, Gillette, permit me, remind me of that word, in local standing, or what is it that you call, as long as you care about a child, a parent, as long as you're local standing, right?
Mhm.
You are a parent that stands. We want a community of parents who are parenting in a godly manner and rebuilding the fabric of society. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you. God bless you. Let
Bless
the
you.
music roll.
Promise.
Promise, let's have our music rolling. There it is. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. God bless you.
Where would I be without your love? Where would I be without your grace? You lifted me from the miry clay. You set my feet on the rock to stand. You are faithful, Jesus. You are wonderful to me. You are beautiful, Jesus. You are wonderful to me. Inyabube, chukwabimo, you today bless me. Narekele, God will not they sleep, oh, you know they change. Your love know they fail me. Narotito, Inyabube, chukwabimo, you today bless me. Narekele, God when not they sleep, oh, you know they slumber. Your love no they fail me. No. La 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 la. Who am I without your love? Who am I without your grace? You took my name and gave me yours. Your mercies are ever new, Lord. You are faithful, Jesus. You are wonderful to me. You are beautiful, Jesus. you to bless me. Narekele.